Hello everyone, it's Tetcher. Hello. I have a splitting headache, but it is Thanksgiving, and that makes the day automatically better. So I hope that you are all having a wonderful day if you are in a country that celebrates Thanksgiving, aka I think just America and Canada? But I'm sure I'm forgetting someone who has their own style of Thanksgiving out there. So I hope you're all having a wonderful time with it. There we go. That makes me look less pale. Feels good. So, today we are covering the last game of CCL that I haven't yet covered up to date, which is currently the 26th. So obviously more games will be this weekend, but this is the last one that I have yet to cast. So, very simple, let's talk about where we are heading today. Today, we're going to be covering the last game from the 7th of November, the first week of CCL. The game that I missed is Granit Gaming versus WildHeart Esports. This is why you may be confused when you log in to YouTube and watch this playlist there of my full CCL playlist where I've cast every single game of CCL. Then you might be confused as to why this one was uploaded after the games on the 8th and also several weeks into the future. As such, I will be avoiding spoilers for future games and therefore I can't talk too much about stats. Which is mildly to majorly annoying, but it is what we will deal with. We will deal with what we have. So, let's get ready to head into game number 1 of this best of 5 series. The first map was chosen to be Infernal Shrines. And we're going to be heading into that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Infernal Shrines. Let's hit play and get this game going. Spawning on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, it is going to be the team known as WildHeart Esports. It is going to be Funds on the Gazlo, Pitkid on Leoric, Buds playing Stukov, Unaverted on Junkrat, and we have Zergling playing that Blaze. On the right-hand side, it is Granit Gaming with Nintori playing that Diva, loves that Diva. Henning on Brightwing, Skok playing on the Johanna, Nick on Hanzo. Let's see how they do as they head out. And of course, coming from the sky, as you can see here, Svabgrotta playing on the Deathwing. Gazzo starting off with a big game Hunter. Getting ready to play in. Get some melees onto that Deathwing perhaps and try and play it off that way. Get some quick scrap going. This is back when this build was the meta. It's still viable these days, but has dropped a bit out of preference here. As Grotto will make his way down. He's playing a Molten Blood build here, staying currently in Worldbreaker mode to give himself the safer wave clear talents. Still going to assist his team though. In the meantime, Nick is trying to get some target practice stacks, unable to do so as of yet. Let's consume Vitality for Leoric here for Pitkid, who immediately looks for Skoog, not using that Consume Vitality yet, just playing around it. Molten Breath from over the wall by Svemgrotta. They're just going to clean this up. Nothing too hard to deal with at the moment. Neither of these teams playing hyper-aggressive, especially WildHearts, as their actual engage tools is currently just Blaze or Junkrat finding people out of position. And of course, there's one less person to find out of position with Deathwing here, due to the fact that he is unstoppable. Until level 10 hits, this will be a consistent theme, where Leoric is going to be their main engage tool from there, with maybe a Gazlo if they decide to go for Garavo Bomb over, of course, the Robo Goblin, which is jumping up in priority. We see the Impaler camp split very hard here, therefore it's going to be quite a bit of wave clear out of it. Unaverted, assisting with that, even going to step up and drop some autos as bottom camp is captured as well by Granit Gaming. Getting themselves quite the advantage here. Not bad so far by Granit Gaming. Molten Breath used to clear up this wave. Not having too much difficulty with it as of yet. Svemgrotta just clearing minions fast as he can. He's going for the Infernus Conflagration style build, which is so good on point control maps like this and Volskaya. A taste for explosions, despite also going with a blow 'em up style for WildHeart Esports. So going with a bit more poke value here. very interesting. Of course, there is also less value from Steel Trap Concussion Mine when Deathwing is on the board. Ghastly Reach for Pitkid, a favorite of his, not going for the Neo Peasants for the objective, really seeming to enjoy that murder style that he goes for, where he has better team fight potential. Speaking of which, Meltdown. One of the go-to counters for Deathwing is to go anti-damage. One of the few things he's not unstoppable against his damage output. It's very high, so Meltdown is a great option here, up to 40% damage reduction. Aggression Matrix, 30% less healing. And the cooldown reduction of Defense Matrix. Very helpful for a D.Va player. They will clear those out. For now, Zergling has been left up top to deal with the push, but he's doing a very good job already, clearing everything up to the Shaman. He's got a couple minions with his team as well, so that will help. Skoog is going to be left up there to clear this out and try and even it up before the Shaman gets too much pushing potential. Then Tori dueling funds at this early stage of the game. It is a rocket sockets and a shield play for Gazo as Nintori forced to boost away. Self-destruct, no nuclear option here. And great use of Junkrat, Concussion Mine sends that mech out of the fight. Good pressure being applied here. Hit the Nitros. Coming in for D.Va, a little bit of mini stun. So it's just the Aggression Matrix here. Nice little Dragon Breath. They pick off Pitkid. So it's all about the anti-heal. There is one support and two very heal-focused bruisers coming in here. Here comes Cataclysm over the objective. 39 to 33. This objective will still be won by WildHeart, as they will be able to pick this up eventually. It was very close though. Granit very nearly able to steal, but the kills did not come in. They were unable to take the objective, as we do see that crossfire coming in for Blaze as well. They were able to fight their way in. Goblin Fusion. More scrap for Death Laser. Very standard Gazlo build here. Still able to go into the Robo-Goblin style, though. We'd usually see this combined a bit with Grapho Bomb, but again, there's less targets to CC. This will probably be a Robo-Goblin build. With Deathwing on the board, Grapho Bomb's going to be quite hard to hit. Everyone has mobility except for Johanna. Molten Breath to zone, clear the minion wave, but it will not save the fort, as we see the dirty Trickster for the Junkrat, keeping himself safe from hard engages. A little bit of counter reaction in case Deathwing kills him or walks over him, or in case Johanna gets a little too up close, or D.Va gets a little aggressive, as New Habits is completed for Blaze. Zergling's doing a great job up here, keeping his towers safe. You can see the damage is relatively close to even, with a slight lead in favor of Nintori on that D.Va. They clear that up. Not too much trouble there. Paylors making their way onto the board. Good clear coming in. WildHearts grabbing themselves. I realized the score is set from last week. I am so sorry. There we go. I never hit the reset button. I'm so sorry that those were incorrect. Sorry, everyone, for the probably very large amounts of confusion. Pitkid going to clear up the minion waves for now. Zergling. Taking out some mercenaries, a little bit of extra D push there. Unaverted, good job. Making sure that the wave is cleared while they don't have access to Zergling, who is currently down, and Pitkid, who is doing the classic WildHeart style of just split pushing and trying to gain value that way. Here's level 10s for them here. Leo is holding, but yeah, this was certainly going to be an Entomb, and no surprise that it is a Robo-Goblin, which, as you can see, does do a pretty reasonable amount of damage. Really chunks down Nintori here. It's the Gazlo-style build. Auto heroes, get scrap, get shield, do damage. As they focus Skoog, that's going to be a good Riptire, and that is going to be heading, being forced to blink heal away. Will barely be able to survive. Gets out of danger. It's a burn beneath my shadow for the Deathwing here. A lot of extra pressure to be applied. 80% increase in periodic damage. It's a lot of DPS on, again, a very small control point. D.Va going with the micro missiles, no surprise there. Massive shove, no flailing swipe here. Still the usual talent these days, but flailing swipe still has its usage for big team disengage. Bless Shield, no Dragon Strike, another one that we actually do have to mention these days, despite the taboo around Dragon Strike. It does have the negative connotations, but the fact is, it is still used very heavily by a lot of the pro players. So you can't talk that bad about it, or, well, you can, but you're wrong. We're going to be seeing the Bruiser camp being taken by Granit Gaming here. 36 stacks on taste for explosions. And Tori trying to cause some grief. Didn't land the mini shot on Pitkit there. Just missed hitting him with the boop. Minion waves will keep being cleared. Pressure being applied. As they make their way up top. Good wave clear. Great objective clear for Granit Gaming here. They're trying to use Famgrotta to zone this out. Tori holding as best he can. Molten Breath, a little bit of damage. Fun's able to step off the point. Couple of objectives grabbed by Famgrotta here. 6-19 in favor of Granit, but Tori forced off the point. Here comes the phase shift. Gives the Tori that shield. Good entomb here, but Cataclysm forced to be used to get away, as opposed to try and turn the fight. They are here to disengage right now. They will do so, but they don't have a fountain is the issue. 19-22, and WildHeart has forced them off the point. Here comes the self-destruct. Massive shove means it hits no one. Just clears a couple of the objective here. Pitkit staying there, doing some damage. Pushback is playing this very, very well. There's the bunker blocking off the entrance, which will guarantee positioning to WildHearts as they grab themselves yet another Punisher. Great zoning by them. Really, really good. Going to be seeing the superior schematics for Funds. A single auto onto Famgrotta, and you can see that damage is pretty good. The Robo-Goblin build, if you can keep him safe, does let Gazlo do a lot of damage in this triple bruiser build. That does work. Really lets him get that DPS out. There's the entomb. On Famgrotta, Punisher from over the wall. No Cataclysm this time. Big drain hope on the Famgrotta there, but to finish the kill. Punisher with the final blow. Great dive over the keep wall to guarantee that kill. Punisher's been pulled all the way, takes out the fountain. They're going to try and rush down the keep. Frost Punisher, so it does disable the fort, which gives them the chance they need to try and finish this. Pitkit taking the aggro from it, though, is in a pretty rough position here. They're just going to try and kill it before Pitkit dies. Micro Missile, but they get the keep. Keep acquired. Dragon Arrow dodged by Pitkit, unaverted. It was hit, but it drops to the Dirty Trickster, and Funds zoning with turrets. They will disengage. Very nicely done by WildHeart Esports. A strong early start there to the play, considering Granit Gaming on the back foot. Gonna clean up mid-wave. And unaverted. Scouting out for now, but still gonna help his team with the siege camp. They can't afford to be invaded. It's not safe for them yet. Zergling sees that the siege camp on the other side is there. There's the entomb. They're going to invade it. Camp's not done yet. They could steal this. Famgrotta taking so much damage. Pitkit just melting him. Deathwing is deceptively less tanky than people think these days. And as such, it's going to be focused down to the point where Pitkit is diving him 1v4 to try and kill Deathwing. He's not going to get it. Will be forced to retreat. He will escape, though. And that's going to force Famgrotta back to the sky. All his plates down after one fight. Deathwing deceptively squishy. Make their way forward. Going to clear out mid lane. Taking down the fort. It's the last remaining fort for Granit Gaming. Leave themselves just 2 keeps remaining. As WildHeart Esports really pile on the pressure so far. Putting on an impressive performance in this game number 1. Again, this is a week 1 game. We are casting a replay today because I needed to get the stream in. We have Endless and Nades, and I haven't done this one yet. Super Strain, of course. Against Deathwing Johanna. That's such a good talent here. Zergling to back away safely. It is, of course, Crushing Hope, Unyielding Despair. That Crushing Hope is a big deal here. Really good chance of killing Deathwing now. And, of course, Gazlo, Overclock. With a Robo-Goblin build, your level 16 is a little bit more flexible. Dragon Arrow comes in, focus onto Junkrat, who concussion-buys just to get out of danger. Can the rest of the team get out, though? Funds, a little bit zoned, still going to run his way forward, look for the baby turnaround. We have Riptire looking for the push onto Skoog, who is low, gets the damage, force him away from the gate, but they can't finish the blow, as Heading will also escape behind that wall. The Overclock. 15% movement speed. Really good for Gazlo and Robo-Goblin, who is trying to get Chase going. And that 2.5% maximum health as damage. Again, it's another triple bruiser counter to Deathwing play, with Blaze zergling in team fights, acting as the main tank, but the engagements are mostly coming from PitKid. As you can see right now, playing very far forward, being irritating, but also split pushing. He's the Yorick. He's incredibly hard to gank. See Funds making his way up, using those superior schematics turrets to help clear the lane. You can see they have no trouble doing so. PitKid has to back up, getting a little bit out-positioned here. Not in the best spot, will drop the Entomb, finds no value from it. Objective 17-0, but Granit Gaming with a man advantage. Dragon Arrow onto unaverted. Okay, the grenades just got stuck in the sky there. They push their way forward, diverting power, even more anti-heal coming in from Nintori. Holds the line. Cataclysm across the point. This is Granit Gaming's chance to shine. Bunker. Funds gets in and will survive. Both teams at level 16 looking for their angle to strike 26-23. Granit Gaming with a great comeback here. Conflagration is causing problems, but stands in the conflagration. Not a great play there, as they will be forced off the point. Granit Gaming holding positioning, but those grenades by Junkrat looking good for the steal, but cannot find the final blow. PitKid returns from the land of the ghosts and will make his way in to assist the team. Great Unstoppable, using the Robo Goblin Unstoppable as opposed to Medallion. Medallion still off cooldown for Gazlo now. We're still 2 levels away from level 20 for both these teams. Criterize, of course, on the board will be very, very helpful. And it's a thermal protection for Blaze, giving himself that charge power. Not going to go with the healing talent that he can go for. And no suppressive fire. It's a nanomachine coating, reducing attack speed. Very good for affecting D.Va. It's going to get cooldown reduction from Aggression Matrix. And of course, it still technically affects Deathwing. Still think I would have preferred suppressive fire because of Hanzo and Deathwing. But in this case, nanomachine coating. Of course, it doesn't have to be slowed. There are some talents like Sylvanas' level 1 that rely on a target being slowed, even though their ability slows itself. In this case, it is still just standing on the oil. Unaverted. Entering in, they look for Nintori, but he's too fast. Although, you can see PitKid was looking for it, but no Ominous Wraith means he will not be fast on that rotation. Big stun onto Zergling, caught out of position, down he goes. Very nicely done. Granit Gaming picking up that kill. They've evened up the kill count. They're still almost a full level behind, yet to take down a fort. Although Bot looking a little sketch right now. Definitely killable. Arrows come in. Good shot. Nick backing away. Plays it safe. Svamgrotta hovering about. No such worries. Funds shoots in. They're putting a lot of siege onto mid right now, while Nintori is still going to be able to clear out bot lane. Great job by Svamgrotta. He clears out the Gazlo turrets here. That buys his team a lot of push potential, but Funds able to pick up all the scrap. That is very dangerous. Level 20 just around the corner now for WildHeart Esports. We're going to see Granit Gaming. They're not wanting to try and take a fight 20, and WildHeart sure aren't giving them a 19. So instead, they look for counter pressure and look to grab themselves their first fort. Bot lane shall be the lane of choice then. If they can't get mid, while the health is still quite high, they look for bot. Take that down themselves. Bruiser Camp still available. Level 20 on the board. Fortified bunker. We see the cannonball. Big plays here. It's raining scraps. So many turrets for Gazlo is the play here. Oh, big lag, but everything is fine. Don't worry about it. That was on my side, though. PitKid drains. Works onto Skoog, unable to find everything. Pretty solid start, and PitKid is down. Svamgrotta charging through. Funds will back away. Down goes bottom 4, finally dropping to the Impalers that will continue their push. And looks like everyone from WildHeart was able to get away there. Good job by them, keeping themselves safe and still in this game. Granit Gaming putting on quite the fight right now. They begin to push onto the objective. 2-2. Cataclysm right across the choke point, preventing anyone from making their way in. There comes the massive shove, pushing Skoog out of danger. Skoog will not be able to re-engage here. They take out the minions. Laser comes down. And Tori holding out for the moment. There's the escape by Skoog. Took a lot of damage, diverting power. Really gaining some value there, keeping Notori alive. The entomb onto Nick, but phase shift with the extra peekaboo keeps Nick alive in this fight. And they're still going to be able to maybe turn this round. 36-13. Granit Gaming still holding the lead. Pinkin turning around though, doing so much damage on the backline. He's looking for Skoog. Drain Hope, not enough. That's going to be the only kill of this fight so far, but Skoog comes in. Heading, concussion mine, grenades from Junkrat! Pick up the kill onto Heading. Nick solo as well. You can see unaverted. He's trying to hunt him. There's a spooky ghost giving him the vision. He tries to snipe. The minions will get the kill. The Punisher is pushing in mid, but that is a 3 for 2 as unaverted did go down in favor of WildHeart Esports, but they have 3 catapults in top lane. They have 1 extra member up. They have catapults. They're going to try and make something happen. Massive shove onto Skoog to buy them time. They've got a very tacky setup here. Turrets spread across the battlefield here as they try to hold the line. Skoog trying to take out the catapults. He did not interrupt them from attacking the core, though. 2 of them are still hitting minions, so they still have time, but Bunker is down. Fortified Bunker certainly doing some good damage, but Funds has been untouched here, and there are turrets everywhere. That is game number 1 to WildHeart Esports. The core has been entombed. For good measure. Now it cannot escape its fate. Very nicely done. Of course, we're doing this from replay, so I do not have an end game screen. I just have to exit out and set up a new one. Feels bad, but it's what we have to deal with. Alrighty then. So, game Spider Queen, week 1, day 1, match 2. That looks right. Match 2, game 2. We good! We good. I hope everyone's having a good day today. I hope you've all had a great Thanksgiving. It's not something we celebrate here in the UK, but I hope it's been good for all of you. And that. Alrighty, so for starters, if you're enjoying the show, ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to drop a follow or a subscribe so you can see when I go live. I will be live this weekend with 1 or both of the days of live CCL games using the co-streamer program. The quality's not the best and the observing's a little shaky because they're not using the observer trick that they use on the mainstream, on the clean feed. But we work with what we can get and we do enjoy ourselves when we do it, just to give you that alternative commentary experience. And of course, if you're enjoying yourself, make sure to check out our sponsor for this whole month. We have been enjoying very much Simply Nuck Gaming. Their People's Choice campaign is over, meaning that their Black Friday deals have been decided. And Ghost Canyon has been the winner of what I believe is like, I believe on the tweet it said a $400 discount, where all their other systems also have a $100 discount, which is a pretty solid amount considering that everyone is struggling to get by right now. Having that much extra money to spend, that's a lot of days of food. That's super helpful. That's so much extra support you could have if you were looking for an opportunity to try and find something like that. Hold up. For starters, thank you very much, Simply Nuck Gaming, for your support. !SNUC in the chat. What's this? Hold up. There's not even an Abathur in this game. What the hell is this? It's a Locust. There's no Abathur in this game. What the heck? This is an official CCL game. There's no Abathur in this game. I just saw this little blue dot on the map, and there's just a random Locust here. Is this normal? Have I missed something? Someone clip this and put it on Reddit, because what the heck? Did we miss this last time? Alright, hang on. I'm going to hit play so that we can see what the hell's going on. It just spawns and dies. That's all it does. What the heck is that? Okay. Sure, why not? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to HeroesCCL. Day number 1, match number 2, game number 2. Let's get this going. On the left-hand side, currently 1-0 up. But currently 1-0 up, but down a Locust. For some reason, it's going to be WildHeart Esports with PitKid playing on the Muradin. Funds on the Gazlo. Unaverted on the Zebo. Hey, Bud's going to be playing Uther and Zergling. Going to be playing the Diva. Whereas on the right-hand side, it is Granit Gaming with Nintori on the Dahaka. Some Grotta on Junkrat. Nick on Taika. Skook going to be playing on the Johanna. And Henning is going to be on Brightwing. First blood has already been applied to WildHeart Esports by the Tower of Granit Gaming, which decided to take down the Locust that proceeded to do no damage and just existed. Seriously, why? As we head in to game number 2. We have Full Metal, Rocket Boots, the Wave of Light. Nothing too surprising. Figure the Deep. It's all pretty normal. This is probably going to be extra stun. No, it's a third wind for PitKid. Going for extra sustain, and you can see why. He just gets melted here as there is a Tigus on the board with a quarterback. Giving him that extra poke damage. Blow him up. Hyper shift. Hold your ground. And enhance agility. Extra movement speed, allowing Dahaka to make his way around the board. He can go from bush to bush to bush, or vent to vent to vent. And he can really make his way around the map as fast as possible, which will help him very much on rotations and keeping everyone occupied. In theory, this is a map that Dahaka could double soak on, if he was so inclined, which it appears he may be. Currently trying to match up Diva, who's already started the deep push. Zergling already causing quite a lot of grief here. Solid push, a lot of confusion to be had. Even gives Nintori a bit of a boot. Nintori stunned out here. Good body blocks from Zergling. There's the drag. PitKid body blocks in. He burrows out though, which prevents Brightwing phase shifting, but he still gets out. Stays Sting interrupts the phase shift of Brightwing. Remember that. As such, Henning was not available for this. Skoog backs away after receiving a stun from Buds. They turn the fight onto PitKid. He lived, so therefore he will return to full health very quickly. That third win trait going to be doing a lot of work this game. Good poly onto Zergling. Solid positioning, but he's going to still be focused down as no one else was up there. Henning caught in the zombie wall, does not dodge the Explodium. Good turnaround, and PitKid with the body box guarantees the kill. First actual kill going over to WildHeart Esports. We see the Eternal Retaliation. Go-to talent on this map helps with your rotation, really helps your wave clear fast. We have the Unstable Anomaly. There's that Rocket Socket here with Rocket Boots and no big mage build for Gazlo. Despite the opportunity they could have gone for here with funds. There's a little bit of extra stun range for some reason. Nuclear option. Nice to see for Zergling, giving himself that flexibility and reverberation. Classic old-style tank build coming in from Muradin. You will see PitKid giving himself a lot of sustain here. He'll get his ultimate back as fast as possible, which may help him against Tychus, who's gone in the rhythm. We will see with Holy Fire for the Uther. Turn in being attempted by Skoog. Good interrupt by Nick. Skoog gets his gems in. 29 turned in so far by Granit Gaming with 18 in the bank. 44 currently just being held by WildHeart Esports. Hex Crawlers. Sustain, build Nazebo to stay alive. Heal mana. Get fights going. Condemn. Focus. Dodges the concussion mine. Good job by Funds. Very nice micro here. Keeping himself in this fight as Zergling comes in from the side. Nuclear option is burned. Won't find anyone in this fight. The boosters not taking the mech far enough as PitKid is forced to jump away. Bud's going to clean up in the top lane. Again, making the most of this Holy Fire, helping his team with wave clear. It's not much. It's not much. 16 damage per second until you start auto-attacking enemy heroes. But in this case, just for wave clear, it helps. It does help as Pickett tanks through for the moment. Keeping their pressure going. Here comes level 7s for both teams. Melting point for the Tychus. Garnet King, the go-to for Buds here. He just doesn't like cleanse. He chooses to keep his allies alive in another way, just by giving them maximum amounts of armor that he can. A little bit of midi stuns for D.Va here. Zergling dives forward. On the other side, of course, pretty standard across the board. We have that symbiosis. This could be to have traded with the auto attack cooldown reduction for the stun, but in this case it looks like he's going to be going with the armor reduction, so that makes sense. That makes sense here. The armor reduction at level 13, and towards a hugeness for the Svamgrotta. Sorry, not for Svamgrotta, for the Zebo. A little bit of extra damage helps on wave clear. Interrupt 1, interrupt 2, and Zergling leaves. Not a point in trying. 27 gems in hand, stun onto Skoog once again. He will back away. Stun onto Funds, but he's playing fine for the moment. Nick being forced to play a little bit further back so he doesn't get caught out. He's very reliant on his cooldowns here. Wave clear mostly coming from the melting point and the quarterback. The minigun, of course, is going to be pretty... The overpower, sorry, is going to be pretty good as well. The overkill, sorry. So the great positioning there for a body block. Self-destruction may have to come out, try and cut off the escape route. Will be dropped with the increased charge rate. Doesn't find the kill. Zergling forced to back out. Everyone on the side of Granit Gaming proving to be very tanky, very sustainy. Hard to knock down. Zergling getting some good shots in here. Nick still clearing up, doing as much damage as he can. Has to be careful, though. Unaverted being sustained pretty effectively by those Hexcrawler spiders. Heavy impact for the Muradin, for Pitkid. Trying to give him the good engage opportunity onto Svamgrotta. Here comes Skoog. Big condemn, but is interrupted by the zombie wall. Unaverted playing this game very well so far. It's causing a lot of grief for the members of Granit, who are, again, very split. Look at that choke point control. Junkrat on one side, we see Gazo on the other. I mean, it's so hard for anyone to do anything. Zebo even throwing in interruptions for the rotations and turn-ins. It's so difficult for anyone to get anything done. Here comes level 10. Ooh, rough spot for Nick. Gets the grenade out. Is Nintori going to be as lucky? They said they're trying to turn onto Buds. They don't have the damage follow-up, though. Buds just heals himself up. Divine Shield onto Gazlo here as Funds will back away. A little bit messy from both teams there. Granit not focusing Buds. Instead, Funds not getting as much value as they could there. Will be taken out as they stay too long as well. So far, Muradin, only one not to pick the heroic. Pickett behind the wall, not wanting to engage. We have the adaptation. We've already seen the Commandeer Odin. We're seeing the micro missiles. Riptire, Blink, heal. Rubber Goblin again. Good damage, but you're fighting into Johanna. Still a little risky. Can't help but feel that this game might have been a Grapho Bomb game. You only need to hit Brightwing to make it worth. Circling, clearing as fast as he can, but he is zoned. Junkrat has been sniped by by the sides of WildHeart here. One less pusher for Granit. Self-destruct. Not even using the nuclear option this time. Just going to hunt people down with the big shot. Bot is cleared. Mid is already cleared. And Unaverted doing a good job dealing with top 2. Going to be able to clear that up without too much worry. Rest of the team up there to help out as well. There's the Haymaker coming in for Pitkid here. Really holding that ult for a while. That might have been how they killed him. 40 seconds? Yeah, that might have been how they killed Junkrat. I might have missed that. Good clear. Taking out their own bruiser camps on both sides. Slightly faster for WildHeart, who still appear to be in control of the game, having currently 100 gems in their board and defending that web weaver wave beautifully. Let's shield. is used, making us to cancel the turn in. Big stun onto Nick. Focus right now onto Funds, who again finds himself kind of alone, taken out. Not having the scrap to drop a rocket socket, no shield. Great burrow by Nintori, whose adaptation is allowed to heal him up, but Zergling positioning beautifully. Here comes the essence from Nintori as well to keep themselves alive. Anti-damage could allow Zergling to back up enough so that when he's popped, he will survive. Extra spray and pray here, getting that little bit of extra slow. And the extra range on the overkill. Unaverted, just playing it safe, clearing out the objective, making sure that they can push up for his team. From Grotta, good stun, but Bud's not there for the follow-up because Nick is playing interception here. Circling from the other side as well. Nintori looking to just try and keep Buds out of these fights. Good sidestep though by Buds. Massive shit. We see the Haymaker takes Nick out. Heading forced back as well. With Junkrat already dead. Skoog, great grenade again from Nick here, who's played this beautifully to keep his team alive. Bronze Beard Rage well met. Also the Holy Fury coming in. Triple flame builds in fact. Holy Fire, Holy Fury, and Bronzebeard Rage. See what they can do as they push their way up. Little stun onto Skoog here, who was caught out by the zombies, unable to really move. Good drag. Very good drag pick kick. Good Divine Shield. Buds of almost no mana left, commits it to saving Pitkin. Looks like we may just see a very large port play coming out of WildHeart. So we have funds to try to interrupt turn-in. And they have Zergling, which will help a lot, but the turn-in is very split. Nick's going to give up on his. And Bot is denied by funds. Superior schematic. They still are able to prevent this. They have enough for another turn of their own, do WildHearts. And enough to maybe have another one after that second one is complete. That might be enough for them to try and snowball into an early victory in this game. Let's see what they can do. Good drag. Polly. Kuzem, CC's good, but the sustain on Zergling is holding him in it. Gets the self-destruct right on the edge. Quick knockback with the good to go. And Skoog, who overstepped looking for that kill. Great cutoff of the escape by funds there. And they were able to pick up that kill. Zergling back in the mech. Yeah, self-destruct didn't get as much value as he hoped, but it kept him alive. As they now have enough for a turn-in, but they're soaking enough for their third. They're going to try and capitalize on this. Granit Gaming quite a bit behind in terms of gem numbers, as we see the turn-in for WildHeart. WildHeart Esports putting on the pressure. There's that Ferocious Stalker, as we said. I'll go with the slow, actually. Not going with the armor reduction. Very interesting. Pixie Power. The spell armor increase by Brightwing. Every little helps. Every little bit of protection. We're seeing a lot more of the healing talent, though. We're seeing a lot more of the speed talent as well from time to time. Nick, stunned out. Focus down. There's a good Haymaker. That's Heading actually in a rough position as well. They're very split. Zergling dropped low. Divine Shield with the heals onto Pitkid, who's forced to disengage, and everyone is able to get out on both sides. A little bit of a good scrap there, but neither able to find the angle. There's the Titan Grenade coming in for Tychus. Choosing not to go with sizzle attacks. Good stun by funds. That's an easy double kill. Very nicely done. I was going to say the Titan Grenade, considering there's only one real tank on the board, being able to keep that focus going and try and deal with both of them at the same time would be really good. A much better chance of killing off Muradin, who, if he's close enough to auto-attack, Muradin's close enough to Haymaker him, so no sizzling attacks value here. So he goes for Titan instead. Solid idea, but it didn't work out because he is now dead, Zo, because of the fantastic play from funds, making the most of those rocket boots, that extra range on the Explodium charge, playing up very heavily in their favor, keeping his team alive and allowing them that turnaround. Beautifully done, beautifully executed here. Gonna see the boss focus down. Finally, we'll see the turn in for Granit Gaming. WildHeart unable to time theirs with the boss. Boss, of course, is pretty solid at helping defend the Web Weavers. if it's positioned correctly. Unfortunately, that boss gonna make this a little bit more difficult as it pushes up very far, but members of Granit Gaming are in position to try and help. Instead, WildHeart, they play it safe. They're gonna just clear this out. Soak their way up to level 20 by the looks of it here. We see the Arc Reactor getting that cooldown reduction for Gazlo. Lots of extra stuns here. May even go for the extra bombs. We'll see. Pickett caught in his own team zombie wall, immediately jumps out of that, wants nothing to do with it. He's gone for a stone form, by the way, maximum sustain. Riptire. Bud survives. They power in. Goodbye to the last Web Weaver. Very good clear. They will probably still lose a 4 because the Odin. No fight being sought by Granit here. Despite it being pre-20, they don't wish to take the fight with Odin on such low cooldown. They just zone away. Good drag, though, if they can find the pick. That is still value, concussion mine. There's the self-destruct from D.Va. Good damage. Zombie wall traps Skoog, who will be destroyed. Ravenous Spirit chases down the last members of Granit Gaming as they do lose their front line, having no extra protection. Nintori basically used all their survivability abilities. They are forced to back away. Turn-in coming in for WildHeart Esports here. They have enough for a turn-in, but afterwards they are finally going to be basically out of gems. Granit Gaming, however, they will soon have enough for another turn-in. Fun's going to go pick this camp up. This team even delays the turn-in, waiting for him to get down there. Great job. They timed this well. They're going to get every single camp on the map that is available. WildHeart's piling on the pressure right now. They have now this Bruiser camp, they have Siege camp in bot, and Web Weavers coming in every lane. Top looks like the lane that will be receiving the least amount of love, as Pitkid has been the one sent up to deal with that to start off with. Mid is the one they want pressure on first, which is why they started there, because they have that Bruiser camp and they want to keep Granit Gaming in that lane. Top keep, however, is the weakest, so mid lane is being played as a bit of a decoy here, while Gazlo keeps a little bit of pressure on top. They're playing the double play here. Bot lane is the one that is being ignored. There's those bomb toss, extra double bombs when they go for that explosive charge. Makes it very hard to actually engage on. We also see a redemption coming in here. Sorry about the lag. I'll try and work out what's causing that in a second. Cleanse. But Haymaker, Nick not in the best position, but they're going to be able to tank through it. Ravenous Spirit with Violent Infection, though, eats them and forces them to back up. This keep looking very squishy here, but Nintori is causing quite a lot of a ruckus in this backline. He will burrow. Bomb toss. Really trying to cut off his escape routes. Nintori sneaks through. Drag onto Buds, who's holding through. Zergling dives forward, looking for the fight with that emergency shield and keeping him alive as Mech is finally popped. Can't find the kill, though. They've killed off 2 out of 3 keeps, though. That keeps them going. Good final kill. They were able to take out that Junkrat. The core still taking damage. Nick is low. Funds. Bomb toss, perfectly angled, gets Nick and heading, but they're forced to retreat. Pickett looking a little low here, needs the chance to just stand still and heal, but they get Nintori with the micro missiles, and with 2 people dead, they might just try and make the play onto core. Catapult's already there, down goes Skoog, Divine Shield onto Pickett is good, and game number 2 goes over to WildHeart Esports. Great positioning, very nicely done. The zoning pressure they applied with a combination of micro missiles with timing attack and bomb toss coming in from Gazlo with that extra rocket shoes. They played that absolutely beautifully, giving themselves the positioning they needed to get much better fights, and they had easily enough wave clear. This sort of double, triple bruiser comp that we're seeing from WildHearts has played them very, very well. We'll have to see if it works in the next game. Granit Gaming, though, they are on the back foot, 1 game away from going 0-3 in what will be their first game of the season, because we're covering a replay right now. Here is the date and the games that we are covering. It is, of course, Granit Gaming versus WildHeart Esports is the only series we are covering today, but it was played on the 7th of November. I was unfortunately busy that day, so I'm covering the game now. So, let's try and sort a game number 3. Week 1, day 1, match 2, game 3. That looks right to me. Oh, big stretch. So, while I get that started, as a reminder, if you're enjoying the stream, then please drop a follow or a sub. If you're watching on YouTube, then I will make sure to put a donation link in the stream, in the link in the description. There's also a link to my stream, so you can head over there and sub and support me there. It is all very appreciated, and your names will be shouted out if you do it while I am live. Feels good. And if anything happens off stream, I do try to call it out anyway, because it's a nice thing to do. So, first things first, I'm having a look at the map to see if there are any sneaky locusts that just randomly appear. Does not look like it, so we're good there. So weird. So weird. I really hope someone clips that. Alrighty. So, once again, if you're enjoying the stream, please also support our sponsor, Simply Nuck Gaming. Thank you for everyone who supported so far in their People's Choice campaign, as the votes have been tallied. And Ghost Canyon has won a small form factor PC with room for an up to 270 graphics card in it and an i9 at the maximum specifications. They now have an up to $400 discount on the Ghost Canyon from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. Very big deal. Fantastic piece of equipment. Very good and a great discount for you. All of the other competitors will have a $100 discount, which means a great deal to be had by all for either yourself or a loved one this holiday season. Thank you, Simply Nuck, !SNUC in chat, so that you can go see the details on that and find the link to where you can purchase your Ghost Canyon or maybe one of the others. That Nemesis book looks real good. You can check that all out in the link in the command. Let's head into the game. This is game number 3 of this best of 5 series. No locusts, as you can see on this map, as we are going to be heading into game number 3 of this best of 5. On the left-hand side, currently 2-0 up, it shall be WildHeart Esports, with Buds playing the Ana this time. Funds on the Mephisto. PickKid is playing the Uther instead of Buds. Zergling on the Diva, and Unaverted shall be playing Hanzo, going from multiple Bruiser team to a support and Diva offlane. So it's a main tank Uther here. Whereas Granit Gaming on the other side, we see them with Nintori on Chen. Cool to see. Nick going to be playing Tracer Svamgrotta on the Junkrat. Skook on Imperius, and Heading shall be playing the Stukov. Let's see how this goes. Secret recipe for the extra sustain for Chen to help him in the offlane, especially against Diva. And it's going to be, despite a main tank Uther, a silver touch. They're going for a poke style, which, with funds, makes sense. Look at that damage. Concussion Mine splits the team. Not enough for a full kill here. 1-2 punch. Melee cooldown reduction and additional charge from Nick. Funds. Great prediction. They're able to pick up the kill. First blood going over to Granit Gaming. Funds a little bit too aggressive there on that Mephisto. Got taken out. PickKid. Soak it up. Causing grief best they can. Granit already in lanes, and Tori is trying to double soak to buy his team some time. It's a full metal Diva, by the way. Because Nintori, Chen does not have the best wave clear. He has wave clear, but the output isn't very high, especially when you're not going with Ring of Fire. Gonna bop down Zergling bit by bit, cause some pressure. Mephisto, the Furious Spark. I'm excited to see if we go for the percentage damage later on. That would cause a lot of grief for the members of Granit Gaming, as we do see them working on the support camp, grabbing themselves a biotic emitter. Turret's already grabbed by both teams on the fortification camps. Good dodge by PickKid. No one called out yet other than Funds in that early fight. Waiting for minions to spawn, get a little bit of extra soak there. And Zergling trying to interrupt the rotation. His team is behind in experience right now, so he's really trying to gain advantages where he can. Chen's already back down in bot lane though, only missing a couple bits of minions of both XP. Withering Fire going to be coming in. That's good. Try and deal with Mephisto that way. A 60% reduction in spell power for 4 seconds is basically an entire lightning nova, which will help a lot. I'm going to be seeing another nuclear option coming in here for Diva. Zergling picking up some very good value, grabbing the XP where they can. But Granit Gaming, they're playing a lot more aggressively on the map right now. Holy shock. Like I said, poke style build. Going to make it a little difficult for people like Tracer to escape. Holy Shock Uther will actually win the 1v1 versus Tracer, as we have seen during HGC back in the day and Division S. I think it's a little bit of poke added there. Pickett and Funds clearing out top lane. They have their own siege camp coming in now, but positioning-wise, it don't look so good. Their minion wave is a lot smaller. I think that camp might actually take out theirs pretty quickly. Not great positioning here. Chattering Teeth begin to creak their way towards that choke point. Right now, it's in a good position to really try and punish anyone from WildHeart as they enter. You don't want to catch them right in the choke point. You want to catch them when they get just past it. So they have to go through the choke point to leave. Pickett, you can see, pulls it more into the open. Now he has more escape options. Zergling dives in, causes a distraction. That'll get everyone out. Nuclear option will have to be used here. Will get out. Doesn't use the extra self-destruct charge instead. She looks for damaging and kills. Staying alive there. Waves being cleared up. WildHeart Esports putting on a solid performance right now, but Granit Gaming still holding the lead. They backed off the objective, playing this very safe. This is a solid performance by them in game number 1. Game number 3, sorry. Looking fantastic. There's locked and loaded. Gift of the Ox. Again, that damage reduction. Of course, going to be really strong here. Makes Chen so tanky. There's a stun. We're going to see Zergling taking a lot of damage here. Concussion Mine that's onto the conveyor belt. Damage reduction is not good. Not a great defense matrix, and Zergling will be taken out. Turret still grabbed by WildHeart, but they'll be punished all the way out. As we do see Granit Gaming retaking the objective. 2 kills to 0 right now. 2 turrets are available by the side of WildHeart Esports. On the other side, Granit Gaming, they still have that healing pulse. And 1 turret. So structure-wise, item-wise, it is 2 for 2. They're going to make it 3 for 2 though. Granit Gaming looking for their 2nd healing pulse. Held at overtime. Notori, as long as he lives this is worth. He can certainly delay this for a long time, as long as there's an overstep, like he very nearly just did. Really trying to make the most of that Withering Fire. Rest of the team comes in. They look for Zergling again. Trying to pump for the 3rd time, and they get him. Zergling, Concussion Mine, finishes him off once again with the dive from the Notori. Double stun from Skoog. Unaverted over the wall will get out, but another very convincing fight from Granit Gaming here. Looking amazing in this early game. Of course, it's a very late-game team from WildHeart Esports, especially with Mephisto on the board, but you fall too far behind in the early game, which looks like they might be doing. Granit Gaming are in with a good chance. Granit Gaming making their way forward. They take out a bit of the front wall, but only 1 tower, because of course top is the priority. This is where the next objective will spawn, and that gives you a better chance of getting a fort. Grab the fountain means you have a really good chance of being able to take that 2nd objective, because the enemy team will have to rotate further to get the sustain. Take out the fountain. Fort takes a lot of damage. Looking good here. Nick backs up, plays safe, looks good. Skoog, great Divine Storm, that looks good. But Skoog holds out. Wandering Keg for Chen, who's not yet in this fight. Funds. Stays alive. Self-destruct. Here comes the barrel. Good shot here. Pickett trapped against the wall, and right now it's a much better fight for Granit Gaming again. They've got WildHeart very split here. They can't seem to find the right angle though. Most of the heroics already burned. Duress of Hate is still available. Funds choosing to hold on to it though. We see turrets being taken by Granit Gaming. We'll see the same for WildHeart Esports in just a moment. So Dragon Strike style. Dragon Strike plus Divine Storm sounds real rough. And WildHearts might even get their turret, as we do see the better positioning taken by Granit Gaming here. They're just going to look for the steal. Pickett wrapping around from the side. They have D.Va from below. Dragon Strike onto the point here, meaning they can't channel the turret. Good pick up, an immediate drop by Pitkid, making the most of the fact that Skoog was stunned. Great play here. Fuds doing huge damage onto Nick on the backline, forces Nick to drop that recall to avoid some of the damage. Great angelic armaments, but Pitkid sidesteps it, and Skoog will be taken out here. There's the Divine Storm catching 2 members. And Funds takes a little bit of damage. Forced to back away, though. Pitkid will heal everyone up. Good show. Very good show indeed. So I've got a little bit of damage. Not enough to capitalize on in this case. Svengrotta clearing out the minions. The fact that this Junkrat is here is putting so much pressure off of Tracer. Chen doesn't have the fastest wave clear, but he has enough. Imperius doesn't have the fastest wave clear, but he has enough. Same with Stukov. Tracer has pretty low wave clear, but it's all made up for. The fact that none of these guys excel at it is made up for by Svengrotta on this Junkrat. Really keeping them in this. Level 13 hits, virulent reaction. They gotta trap them all. And we, of course, see the Jumper. A little bit of extra shielding, gonna help Tracer, and enough to share. Go-to talent for Chen these days, keep your team alive, always nice. And the Divine Rage. Cooldown reduction on that Molten Armor. Lots of shots coming in, keeping the pressure on. It's starting to look a little low. Fort is dropping down. Hennig clears out. Grabbing himself that siege camp. Same on the other side. WildHeart Esports grab theirs. Camp going to be available, and we'll push into the top lane. We're going to be seeing well met for Uther. That's going to help out a lot. Adored Skull. That's going to be a little bit of extra damage here. That spell power is going to be really strong. 25% is such a boost. It's just missing Nintori. Unable to find it as such. They're going to have to try and take this fight. It's level 13 to level 14 to level 14. Talents are equal. Level 15 will be hit by Granit, though. Catch in mind, slowing down the rotation. But there we go. They force Skoog off. Both steel traps baited in by Pitkid. It's a good choice here. Remove them from action. Force Junkrat to reset. In the meantime, though, fortification camp turret is grabbed by Nick and Nintori. Meaning they're going to take a couple extra seconds. Clear out some experience. They have an extra item now. They're looking for 16. That will be especially helpful. Good dodge. Played a little bit further back here. Turret's going to be grabbed. That is 3 turrets and a heal pulse now. They're even going to try and pick off Zergling. Good body blocks using the self-destructing mech, though. Skoog gets caught by it and a little bit by the Dragon Strike, but is able to tank through both. Here comes Svengrotta, who also has the turret, by the way. Everyone on this team now has an item except for Nick. He's able to do quite a bit of damage. Steel Trap trying to slow down the rotations. Pitkid, of course, baits it out. Makes it used up before anything too bad happens. Nintori backs away before he gets caught out of position. Very dangerous to step up that far. Celerity. Getting that cooldown reduction of Stagger. Really giving Ted the opportunity to survive these fights, even with the amount of crowd control that's being offered. Get that huge damage reduction allows him to brew it back up, and no invasion at all from WildHeart. Being down that talent tier and so many items, they just don't want to take that brawl. Let's count the WildHeart items. Done. We see Granit Gaming making their way into mid lane to push their way in, grab their second fort of the game, and maybe look for a key. Barrel is good, but the unstoppable medallion from Unaverted, very effective here. Enough to share, being used by Nintori, keeping everyone alive. Zergling coming in from the other side. Micro missiles doing some damage. Nintori, really good use of this Chen, keeping his team alive. Granit Gaming on the front push here, really trying to get themselves going. They're able to take down yet another fountain. in the bot lane, where the next objective will spawn, really preparing themselves for later fights. Dragon Strike, though, does a good amount of damage to the Protector, which is beginning to drop a little low. We see the extra duration of Lightning Nova and that increased maximum damage output. So they're not going for percentage damage here, just overall damage to deal with everyone. Funds takes a bit of damage while he dives in. What a jump by Unaverted. That was superb to get out of danger there. And even Zergling is able to survive that engage. It looks like Pitkid might not be so lucky. Concussion Mine going to use it as an engage for Divine Storm, but Uther will still fall. Remember, Ghost Uther though, able to get some good healing. Durance is decent. Funds dropping low. Holds his way through. Gets out. They're back behind the wall, but Skook looking for him. Angelic Armaments. He teleports forward using that level 16. Tries to set up the huge kill, but the sleep dart is too good. Buns gets out. Can Zergling get away? Roll, but great Celestial Charge by Skook. That's able to set up that kill. Funds making the most of his shield at level 7 to keep himself alive, but it's not enough. Let's have a look at how this fight started. Look at this engagement. We currently see the fort being taken low, but the Punisher is what is looking a little rough here. Junkrat, the person who makes almost all this happen, was in the Protector as he sets up for this. You can see Unaverted backs up, conveyor belts, making it a rough position, but he baits Chen absolutely gorgeously with that. Really baiting Chen to burn that barrel, one of their main engaged tools. And then there was a concussion mine that did come in, but it wasn't enough to set up the kill onto Pitkid. What a beautiful play by WildHeart Esports. Happy Thanksgiving, Ice Howler. Camp available to be taken by WildHearts, but they're in their base waiting for funds. So they play it a little safer here. Nancy shielding, benediction, sleep dart misses. Granit keeps their pressure on. They are playing this very well. Granit Gaming looking good. That is some good damage. Zergling on the line. Great Storm. Goodbye, Tracer. What a blow up there. Beautifully positioned. And Dragon Strike completely zoning out that escape. That's so much damage onto Henning, who is dropped low enough to share to try and save it, but interrupted by Zergling, who will pop the mech. Self-destruct. Tries to take out Henning, and they get good damage. Henning still surviving thanks to Nintori, though. Who's supposed to support? It's the Panda. Here comes the Celestial Charge for the turnaround, though, but they finally get the kill onto Henning. No more healing for Granit Gaming. Looking forward to seeing Hanzo escape with his D on a Honga terrain next week. That sounds awesome. Nintori jumping into 4 members, and exactly what you think happens would happen. Okay. Sure. We're going to be seeing this turret stolen away. Granit Gaming will grab that. Concussion Mine, easily burned. Nicely done, and they will get away. Their own turret, of course, was stolen by Granit Gaming earlier, but WildHearts will be able to pick this up in 30 seconds. In the meantime, Zergling giving them so much experience. Here comes level 10, the Imperviousness, the Get Stuffed. The only talent on level 20, it seems, for Tracer. Extra oomph. 2 hidden talents. I'd guess push comes to shove, and we go for Purifying Brood. Nice. We don't see that one very often. 1.5 seconds of Unstoppable for Chen when he brews. So he boosts his way out, making the most of a little mini stun on hit the Nitros. Give him some safe, and there is push come to shove. Level 20 just around the corner for WildHearts, who are still channeling the point, but they'll back up when enough people are missing from the point. Ana was the one who was channeling, and it would be far too risky to leave her as the solo. Instead, they move off the point. They got 71%. That's a good amount. And they will sustain their way through. The Get Stuffed on Tracer at level 20 increases the Pulse Bomb charge against heroes from 12 to 24%. And if you hit an enemy hero with a melee who has a Pulse Bomb on them, they explode and get knocked away. It's a great backline engage tool on Tracer, but it's mostly used as a disengage a lot of the time and a disruption tool onto a frontliner. But it's still good. And of course, that extra charge on Pulse Bomb is so nice. That's so much of Tracer's damage output. Nick bounces away there. You saw the bullet spray coming out. Micro missiles with timing attack now. Here comes Dragon Strike with cooldown reduction, remember, so we'll have it back quite soon. What sustain with the active reload coming in from Buds to save Zergling. Good stun onto Nick, making the most of the mini stun, but they can't get the follow-up. Micro miss is good, though, push comes to shove. As they turn their attention on to Chen, they stun him out. Divine Hurricane with the unending hatred, the unspeakable horror. Now the Protector was still taken by Granit Gaming, but the focus is being turned. They've lost Chen. No one has died from the side of WildHeart here. Protector is up, though. Zergling dashes through the ground laser. Hello, Shad. Good dodge by Funds, baiting out the Protector jump. Dragon Strike off cooldown already. Will demount and takes about a fifth of Nick's health off. A lot of extra pressure being done there. Bot 4, the only 4 WildHearts are close to killing. They're still being zoned out by this Protector. Top keep, however, WildHearts need to go back and defend. Granit Gaming, their pressure from the early game. We talked about this. Just because you play a late game comp like WildHearts doesn't mean you're going to win the game if you get to late game. Because if you're too far behind structure-wise, you could just lose the game just whenever you leave the lane for too long. Waves to be cleared out. Camp available once the Protector expires, which it will in 25 seconds. It has literally just been ditched. It's just chilling. They just choose not to use it. They need everyone out of that Protector to give them their engaged capabilities. Zergling not being stunned out by Skoog here, allowing them to turn around. Timing attack, getting some good damage. They're stunned 1, stunned 2, Divine Hurricane, Dragon Strike to zone, but that's good sustain coming in from Imperius, but not good enough. Skoog goes down. Zergling is tanking this so well. He's finally going to be dropped low, but emergency shielding keeps him alive again. Barrel has to be used. Mech is yeeted in. Neither Dragon Strike nor the mech will get any value here other than a little bit of damage from the mech to the fours. But another one fight by WildHearts. They're starting to snowball themselves here. Putting on an incredible performance so far. You can see hero damage. Hanzo is topping it, but it wouldn't be too surprised to see Mephisto begin to top that pretty soon. Junkrat, though, topping all the damage numbers except for hero damage in the game. He's second in basically every role because he's doing so much actual clearing work. Really doing a good job. Tracer, 58k. Not bad in the hero damage for a Tracer. That is very solid. Dragon Strike comes out. Backing away. Holding their way through. Down goes the fort. Taken out of action here. Siege available for WildHearts as well if they want to mirror what Granit Gaming just did. Granit Gaming really trying to keep pressure on this top lane. That keep is starting to look squished. Catapult pressure would be so nice for them right now. In fact, they begin to move across the map, pushing in with that camp. They want map pressure. Zergling doing the siege camp on his own right now. Nintori and Skoog see it. Here comes Pickett. Great heal. 50 armor with that Garden of Ancient Kings. Going to tank through it. They are still tanking. He's silenced. He's in the massive shove. But Zergling tanks that incredibly with the 50 armor. And that's going to be enough for them to secure their own siege camp. What tankiness coming in there. Zergling holding down the line. Reminder of the talents really getting value from emergency shielding and from full metal, to say the least. But also that double healing output. Ana with the active reload and Uther with Garden of Ancient Kings for the armor makes Zergling so hard to kill. Very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. Granit Gaming. Once again, they are still ahead, technically. But they're starting to lose a couple of these fights. That can't be good for their late game prospects. So they keep the pressure. They try to keep macro going, because that's how they might win this. Great scouting scatter arrow. The scouter arrow. Except he has that, so whatever. Zergling clears out bot lane. Not too much difficulty there. Minions to be wiped out in almost every lane for WildHearts, but they're keeping it under control. Their wave clear is fast. They have Hanzo Explosive Arrow. They have funds on that Mephisto. And they have D.Va. All very fast wave clear heroes. Granit Gaming now on the defensive point. They fight their way through. Heading. Very easily able to get some solid value there to help clear this out quickly. Dragon Strike doesn't really catch anyone. It splits them up a bit and buys a little bit of time for WildHeart to secure the point. Micro Missiles bullying out Svemgrotta here. Big stun onto Nintori, but you can see that damage reduction is going to be so helpful here. There's the self-destruct. Zergling in trouble. There's a great little Durst of Hate, though. Self-unstoppable comes out. Skoog stays alive. No kills yet. Enough to share. Really being forced to live up to its neighbors. Nintori is keeping his team alive, but yet another fight and positioning won by WildHeart again. They hold yet another time. Micro Missiles comes out. Zergling going forward. Good damage. Svemgrotta dropped low. Yet another fight with no deaths. It's so close. Skoog gets stunned out on his engage. Zergling is barely holding up, but he still has emergency shielding. He will back up. Dragon Strike to zone once more. Splits the team in two. Divine Hurricane shuts down Skoog, giving the team time to escape. Zergling dropping low. Pulse Bomb. Emergency shielding. Not even used. He just held it. Zergling just held that. They're finally going to back away as they will work their way through their own turret camp, grabbing themselves some extra items on the board. Granit Gaming, their top lane though. This is what they wanted to happen. They wanted this lane to be pushed up to here at this point and cause a distraction for WildHeart, but it's not happening that way. They're being forced to fight while no macro pressure is happening, and that's where they're losing. They need that macro pressure, and they're not finding it yet. Dragon Strike comes out one more time. Here's the charge. D.Va again tanking through the 50 armor from Pitkin. Divine Hurricane, most of the backline. That's a great mech coming in there. No nuclear option being used, but it's enough to take out Imperius and to take out Tracer. Barrel forced to be used by Chen just to escape. And that's the double kill that WildHeart needed. Let's see that one again. What a play here. They get themselves the turret, but the angle of the fight is so much better for WildHeart Esports. They tank their way through. D.Va holds the line here, but the Divine Hurricane is too good. The Durance of Hate catches both the members it needed to, and that's enough. Even using D.Va's knock to push them into the Durance guarantees them that extra little bit of damage. Beautifully executed. Well done by WildHeart Esports as they push their way in with that Protector. Nintori not with them though. He spent a little bit of time pushing out top lane. Oh, Pit Kid standing still a little bit too long there. Very nearly got caught out. So Grotta looking for the kills there. They're still waiting for Tracer and Imperius. 8 seconds left. Divine Hurricane. If they can take out Chen, that's a stack of death. That will be big. They get him. Brutal kill there. Using the Durance once again to set that up. They make their way in. They're going to look to try and end the game here and now. Funds just going to be bamfing in, making the most of that Holy Nova on the point. Zergling, all hands to battle stations. All damage coming in. Protector looking low, but the core is looking lower. And that's going to be WildHeart Esports taking the 3-0 versus Granit Gaming. Fantastic crisis management. Fantastic play coming in from WildHeart to manage the sheer amount of pressure that Granit Gaming had on the board. I mean, look at this. Granit Gaming Siege and XP-wise, they were able to soak up 20,000 on Junkrat, 19,000 on Nick, and so Grotta and Nick holding that out. Then the actual offlaner on 16k. That ain't half bad. They did a lot of push. Siege damage, 184,000, 134,000. Really good for Tracer. Chen, 91,000. Again, not his best suit, but he held out well enough. But the crisis management from WildHeart Esports in that game was what kept them in it, and they played it beautifully here. Using D.Va again, 200,000. Her rotation is fast. She got a massive amount of wave clear. Hanzo, who of course is stacked up normally, and Mephisto gave them enough wave clear to not have to worry too much. The double healer, allowing what was basically main tank Zergling to hold the line, where every time Granit Gaming tried to use that Imperious Burst to pick up a kill, they didn't have the full damage output. Tracer's damage takes a second to come out, so does Junkrat's, and as such, Uther and Ana were able to heal up that D.Va so often. This is not really a misplay by Granit Gaming, it's the fact that WildHeart, that double healer comp, was way too well equipped to deal with what Granit had to offer. They just couldn't kill anyone as effectively. The kill count is 9-7, but once that late game hit, WildHearts just weren't falling. The second 5-man team fights came around, WildHearts almost never died. Quite a few of those deaths are the mech. Look at this. 2 deaths on Uther, 2 deaths on Mephisto. Those are fair enough. Uther is frontlining, and Mephisto is the squishiest member of the team if you don't count Hanzo and Ana. Mephisto's still pretty risky. It's easy to predict where he's going to return to. The other two have their ways to get out in their own way, with the with the sleep dart, and of course the wall jump. But on the other side, D.Va, 3.5 deaths. A couple of those with a real person, but of course each mech death is worth half a kill. And there were a couple mech kills, but that's like the majority of the kills. I'd be willing to say that like maybe 2.5 out of those were probably the mech dying a couple times. Either way, very, very impressive coming in from WildHeart Esports. Able to take the series 3-0. And with that, Tetcher is now up to date on the CCL games that have happened so far. Let's see if I'm able to keep up with them as the weeks go on. If I don't, this will be happening again, where I'll be coming back and casting a couple of the games to make sure that I don't miss too many. Feels good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a catch-up stream. It's a little bit of a short one, I'm afraid, but I just needed to make sure I got the content out, and I needed something to do today. I'm very tired and I have a horrible headache, but I wanted to make sure I got that stream in for you all. I'll be back on Saturday or Sunday, probably one or the other, maybe both. We'll see how the timing works out for more CCL. Should be fun. Hooray! So make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't already to see when I go live with that. If you enjoyed today's cast, drop a sub if you're on Twitch or YouTube, in fact. And also check out the description in YouTube for the donation links. If you're on Twitch, sub or donations are very appreciated. And again, big thank you to our sponsor and assistant bug finders, apparently, Simply Nuck Gaming, as they found the bug in the game. It was during their sponsor bit that I found the bug in the game. Their People's Choice campaign has come to an end, meaning that the Black Friday and Cyber Monday discount winner is going to be the Ghost Canyon, which has a fantastic amount of kit in it. The option to input a 2070. I always get that name wrong. From NVIDIA and I'm doing this again. I'm starting this again because I've botched this horribly. Thank you to sponsors, Simply Nuck Gaming. Their People's Choice campaign has come to an end, and as such, the Ghost Canyon was the winner. They will have an up to $400 discount on Black Friday. It has the option to put in a 2070 from NVIDIA and an i90 from Intel to make it a powerful, small form factor and quiet machine that could fit all your gaming needs. I will be jealous of anyone who's able to take advantage of that deal, for I am still Esports caster poor. But if you have anyone you love out there or want to get a new gaming machine for yourself, then maybe have a look at the Cyber Monday and Black Friday discounts from Simply Nuck, because all other competitors in the People's Choice campaign have a discount too. For now, I have been Tetcher. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all had a good time, and I will see you all on Saturday or Sunday for more CCL action. Make sure you follow if you haven't already so you can see when that happens, and see you all next time. Have a good night. Bye.